Going to get cranking tonight. Oop, you know what that sound means? That means we're live on YouTube. Awesome, 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 awesome. Let me turn off YouTube here. Bam. And we are going to rock and roll. And welcome to our Wednesday night training. It's good to see everybody. Yeah, I just hit record, Kenny. Thank you so much. It's good to see everybody. Good to have everybody here. And, you know, I always look forward to Wednesday night trainings. I mean, it's just one of those things that I love to do. I can tell you next month, and I can't remember what day it is, but I'll start putting it out. I'll find out tomorrow or the next day. We're going to move a Wednesday night training to Tuesday night training. And I'll let everybody know. I'll email everybody and put it out. And I'll let everybody know starting next week. I'm going to be flying out of town and on a Wednesday. And I won't be where I need to be in order to connect. I'll be in the air. So we're going to do it on Tuesday night. That way we make sure we get training in. It's the Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving. So I think it's the week before. I want to say the week before Thanksgiving. I'm not sure. But anyway, and then the week of Thanksgiving, we don't hold training. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, we don't hold training. And since the holidays are coming up, let me just look here real quick. Let's see here. November, let's see, the 23rd is Thanksgiving Day. So the 22nd, we won't hold Thanksgiving. We think it's important. The most important thing is people spend time with their families. We will hold training on the 20th. And we'll kind of take a poll and see what the 27th. Christmas is on Monday. And Christmas Eve is on Sunday. So that puts the 27th. So Christmas, we'll probably have some training on the 27th. Something fun. And then on the 1st also. So not the 1st. The 1st is on a Monday. So it looks like really the only thing going to be affected right now is Thanksgiving. But we'll let everybody know. And no, I don't fly. I'm scared to fly. Absolutely, I don't fly. Scared to death to fly. But unfortunately, I'm going to for this case because there's money involved. But anyway, so welcome to our Wednesday night training session. AppWizard Studio has been here for just over 5 years, 5.5 years. And man, it's always a pleasure to come and be a part of this training. Love every minute of it. Real quick, if you haven't joined our Facebook group, 3 people came in today. One person, I apologize, I missed. I didn't see it in there, but he's in, Mr. Percy. And Ken came in today, and somebody else, but I can't remember who it was. But anyway, facebook.com/groups/AWS Mastermind. It's a great place to be, a great family place to be. Everybody in there is the most helpful, most kind people I've ever met in my life. If you have any questions that aren't real technical, I see a lot of technical questions get asked. I can tell you, you know, I saw one today. Is anybody having this problem? If you're having a problem, the people in the group aren't the people to ask, because if they're having the problem too, guess what? It needs to go straight to Mark. So if you start having a problem, a technical problem, you need to send that directly to Mark, because if you send it directly to Mark, you'll get it fixed. If you post it in the Facebook group, it's going to linger out there, and Mark don't always check it unless you tag him, and then he does. But it's better to put it in the oh golly, it's one of those days. I think I'm getting something where you forget a lot, but in the support area. So make sure you put it in the support area, and that way Mark sees it and he gets it fixed immediately. So let's see here. Let's roll along real quick. AppWizard Studio, nor I, cannot guarantee just because you are watching training, you will make any sales, create any traffic, or increase your income. Every person is different, has different work ethics and different desires. And with that being said, talking about the different desires and different work ethics, and How many of you are where you want to be with your business? I mean, this year's over. I mean, I don't know if you looked at the calendar, but we've got about 2.5 months left, and 2 weeks out of those 2.5 months are vacation and holiday times. So, you know, where are you with your business? Now, I want to tell you something amazing, and I want to do some training on this in probably 2 weeks. What if I could show you how to make $250,000 in recurring revenue a year and just go out and make 2 small sales a day with the AppWizard Studio platform? You don't got to add any other BS to it. You don't got to add any third-party crap to it. Just using simply the platform, you can build your recurring up to about $250,000 a year, simply making 2 small sales a day. Hard to believe, right? Well, I can tell you, I've been thinking about this for a while, a long while. Kenny Dutton and I are pretty good buddies, and actually we're very good, close friends. And I called him the other night, and I had an epiphany, and I said, I said, think about this for a moment. I said, think about this for a moment. And we started talking about numbers. And Mike Cahill posted a deal about Trello. I think it was Trello. But on the amount of money that they lost out on, just on a $10 product, in the billions of dollars. We try to jump out there and we think that we got to make all the money today. And there's people out there that can go out and sell a $1,500 app. It's a one-off, you know. I mean, I don't want a one-off. I want something that's going to pay me for the long period. Because you see, once that $1,500 is gone, you're not going to get another $1,500 out of that person. So we're going to talk about it in a couple of weeks. And if you aren't where you are, let me suggest, send me a message on Messenger. I'd like to spend 30 minutes with you and evaluate this past 10 months, okay? This past 10 months, and let's get you on track to get exactly what you want next year. And when I say what you want next year, I mean financially what you want. Because it's nice to say I don't need a lot of money until you need money. It's nice to say, I want to make a bunch of money, and you don't make any money. But what you want to do is you want to make a nice, steady, dripping income. In this industry, we call it recurring, okay? A nice, steady, recurring income that brings you money in every single day. There's nothing any more exciting to me than to wake up every morning and get my Stripe report. And it comes right to my phone, and it's in I've got it set up as notifications, okay? And those notifications show me how much money that came in. And it's all recurring income. And I look at that every day, and I'm so thankful that I had the foresight at one time in my life to say, you know what? One-offs aren't going to make it. Going out and selling one-offs isn't going to make you any money. So what you got to do is you got to figure out your recurring model. And I'm going to show you how to take one product, actually 2 products, because you need them both, in our platform. And if you will listen to me and you will do this, by the end of the year, in 12 months, you'll be doing $250,000 in recurring income. Does that sound good to everybody? I can show you how to make $60,000 a year in recurring income. It's all relative to what you want to do. Okay. But selling 2 things at a very nominal cost in our platform will make you more money than you've ever dreamed of. And it will happen. So, it's going to be coming in a couple of weeks. But if you have not gotten where you want to be, shoot me a message on Messenger. Let's spend 30 minutes together. Let's evaluate where you were, where you want to go, and we'll help you get there. It's one thing about AppWizard Studio. We're here to help you be successful. Everybody's success is a little bit different. My success is a Bugatti. That's my dream. I want a Bugatti so bad, and it's about $1.5 million. And my dream is one day to drive a Bugatti. And then after that, I can sell it and be happy. But so anyway, give me a message and give me a call. Okay, we're going to go back into the control panel. Let me turn a couple of things off here real quick. Let me move this screen. What does everybody see right now? Can you see my AppWizard Studio screen? Can everybody see that, or are they still seeing the other screen? AWS control panel. All right, awesome. I'm starting to learn this Zoom thing. It's taken me a little while because it reacts totally different than anything we've ever used, but I absolutely love it. I've said this before. If you're not using Zoom to manage your deals, work some appointments, I mean, I've probably added 20% to my income using Zoom and using presentations right here from my house. So, I mean, I'm starting to do things a little bit different than I've done in the past, and got me a Zoom account, and I use it every day, every single day. So, but we're going to go back in the control panel. Oops, I'm in somebody else's control panel here. Hang on just one second. Ken, I was in your control panel. Keep me wood-bitted here. Now I'm going to have to mess this up. I was so proud of what I did. And now I've got to bring up another screen. That's what I get for bragging, huh? Give me 1 second here. I got to log back in. I was helping Ken with his app. I love building apps. I mean, it's one of the funnest, to me it is. I love the design. I love doing all that stuff. Okay, let's see here. Let me share the screen again. Okay, you should be able to see, no, another Ken. Everybody see the control panel now? Everybody see the control panel okay? All right, now let's go back in here. We're in our demo app from last week. Let's go into Edit Web App. We're going to go back into Settings. We're going to come back here down here to Styles and Colors. And we left off. Does anybody know right where we left off? Kenny Dutton, do you have any idea right where we left off? I think we were at Photo Gallery. Slide menu links. We went through slide menu links because I see the slide menu on there. The forms. Let me just go over the forms real quick, just in case we didn't cover that. Okay, this is a form. I know we didn't go over forms because I didn't change the color here. So this is where we stopped. This is a form, okay? And if you go in and build a custom form, it's the same thing. A form is a form. This is your email form. You can see here you've got text in the middle. You've got text above here, okay? You got a submit button down here. So you need to go in and you need to make sure you change those colors. Now, one of the biggest things I do, and I do this all the time, and my customers will call and they say, "Hey, I can't see anything on my email." I know exactly what they're talking about, and that's because I didn't change the label color. My label color, if I use a background, your label colors are dark and people can't see them. So in this case, we're just going to make them white, okay? We'll just click up there and make them white. And this is your labels. This is the label of each box right here. Each of your fields has a label. Text input is exactly that. Text input right here. What's your text input? Okay. And that's it's not quite black. It's gray. All right. Now you can set your border colors for your text input. So let's come up here, since that's on a black background, and we'll make that kind of a red color to match everything else. You can set this divider color right here inside text inputs. This divider divides each one of your fields. So we can come in here and we'll make that yellow. So it kind of matches up, right? We're getting everything done here. We're getting all the color coordination and everything matches our logo. The buttons all match up. And the background color. Now, if I want my background color black, all right, to match the background color here, what do I need to do? I need to go make sure and I change my text color. All right. Now, I can tell you, this is not a good color to type in. You want to leave it a white background because that's hard to see for most people, even for me. I mean, I wear glasses. Black background with white text is very hard to see. Leave it a white background or a light background and leave your text a dark color, okay? And that's very easy to see. You don't want people to have to strain when they're filling out information, because what's going to happen? They're going to stop trying to fill out the information and they're never going to hit the submit button. So we've got our border set. We've got our field names, field colors set. We've got everything set here. We've got our background color set. We set our divider color to match up with the app. Okay. Now we're going to go to drop downs, radio buttons, text colors. This is the button right here. Okay. Now, if it was a radio button or a switch, and I'll show you a switch in just a minute. A radio button is just simply one of those deals where you put a dot next to it. Okay. Same thing. But what we're going to do here is we're going to change the text color. We're going to leave it black. We're going to make it black. All right. That's the text color. And we're going to change. Let me find this. This don't have a switch on it because I don't have texting on this app. I was fixing to change the switch, but it don't have a switch. But anyway, it's the same thing. You do the same thing. If there was a switch or a radio button down here, so we're going to make the text white. Selected color. Let me go ahead and go down here. Let me do something real quick. Let me go down to buttons. This is the exact same thing. Text color, we'll make that black. Let's make the button stand out. We're going to go background color. We're going to go yellow. All right. Oops. Background color yellow. And border color, we're going to do red. And let's put the little border radius on there. And let's make the border size just a little bit bigger. All right. And let's make the border style ridge. Make it pop out there a little bit. Text size, 16 is good. You can make the text size anything you want, but 16 is good for a mobile web app. You can make the text weight bold or normal. I like to make mine bold on the buttons so that it stands out. And you can also make it italics. I'm not a big italics guy. All right. And you can make it transparent. If you want to make it transparent, you can take the color completely out of it. All right. So now you have your submit button. And like I say, I thought this had a switch. I thought this had texting on it, but it doesn't. Your radio buttons, everything right here. It's the same thing as we just did for the button right here. Any questions on forms? And that's all forms. Anything that's a form. Email is a form. A form is a form. Message board may be a form. No, message board isn't a form. Yes, message board. You see there's a button right here. So you have to go to forms to change your button color. All right, you have to go to forms to change your button color. Create a post. You can see right here, I can go to forms, buttons, and I control that from right here. And that controls every button on your app. You can't control different forms with different colors, all right? So whatever you set up, make sure it's all color coordinated. And for you new folks, I don't know if you can see this up here. I use Colorzilla. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Colorzilla is what I use to color coordinate all my buttons. It pulls the exact colors from the app. For example, that red right there is not really red. It's F04039. I just copy that, and now I can come over and paste it inside my colors. I just go to those three little bars and paste the color. Okay, so it's red. That's how I pull the colors. That's how I color match everything. All right, so we're back at our app here. Now photo gallery. Let me go in here and put some photos in the photo gallery. Okay, we're going to come over to photo gallery. And did I put any pictures in here at all? Yes, I did. So let me turn on the photo gallery button. I'm going to turn off a couple of the other buttons in there. This is how you turn off buttons right here. Let me turn off chamber. Message board. And let's turn off the restaurant menu. And let's turn on the photo gallery. Okay. So now we have the photo gallery turned on. Now let's go back over here to styles and colors. Photo gallery. Let me reload that real quick. Let's go into photo gallery. Okay, there's our pictures there. Now you can adjust the spacing of the pictures. Okay, there we've got 3 pictures up. You can adjust the image size of the little icons there. Okay, you can adjust the image size. When you come in here and you open it up, the picture doesn't adjust. You can't adjust the image. That image size is for the icon. I've had that asked 100 times. Okay. The image size is for the little picture icons. You can adjust them down. If I had more icons in there, I could get 1, 2, 3. If I could get 5 in there, depending on, and I can bring the spacing down. Okay. Of course, you want the icons to be big enough so people can kind of see what they are, right? You can put a border around the pictures, and I can change the border color. I can change the border radius. I can actually make them icons, okay? Put a little radius on there. And we'll make that a ridge so it'll kind of pop, right? It looks like it's framed. Now, this has nothing to do with the pictures inside. I crop my pictures pretty much where they're all the same. You can see these pictures are all the same except this. That was just, I just threw that in there, throw that in there. It doesn't really matter. They don't have to all be the same. You can see that they can be different sizes. But the program, don't think that you're going to put a picture in there that's not. The program resizes your pictures to fit the screen, okay? It makes your pictures responsive. All right? You can set it up in, on the phone, they can turn on a slideshow. They can advance one at a time, and that's inside the photo gallery. Any questions at all on the photo gallery? It's very simple to set up. About 3 videos ago, 3 trainings ago, we actually set up the photo gallery in the backside. But this is setting up the colors and styles and colors. All right. Any questions at all? Good. Rolling right along tonight. Social media. Let me go in and put a couple of social media things in here real quick. Social media links. Looks like I've got them in there. Let me go turn them on. Go to homepage. I can promise you I would never have this many buttons in any app I ever built. Okay, that right here is social media links. Show on homepage, yes. All right. Reload. Settings. Styles and colors. Reload. And now I have my social media links. Me personally, you can leave it on there if you want. Everybody knows what the social media icons are, and the text kind of hinders you a little bit. I always turn off the text. All right, I just simply turn off the text. Now we're going to come down to the links. You can change the spacing on these. Don't have them too close or it overlaps the links. I like to change the size of mine. I like smaller social media links. Bring them a little closer together. I just think it looks better. That's personal. You don't have to worry about it. Just if you want them big, leave them big. Okay, now some people keep their social media links social colors. So there's the outside, and we'll make the icon social colors. All right, so you can put your social colors in there and you don't have to change anything. I'm weird. I like to make mine solid colors. So I'm gonna make that black. I'm gonna make the icon yellow. And I'm gonna make the border red. And I'm going to make the border style, I'm going to make it a ridge. I just really love that ridge. And now my social media icons match the rest of my app. They match the rest of my app. Any questions on social media icons at all? Remember, if you get these too close, they will overlap and you won't be able to open the links. I'll show you something I did the other day, and I'd never done it before. But the guy had 5 social media links that I put in there, and we used a little bit different style, so it pushed the social media links down here behind the save to home screen button. So I went in. And I'd never done this before, but this guy just absolutely went crazy over this style. I went to content. I went to home page. Save. Oops, that's the wrong thing to put up there. Save. And it put my social media links above my buttons. Now, do you see how this box popped up right there? Does everybody see this box that popped up? Is everybody awake? Awesome, awesome, awesome. if you'll go in here and go in this text HTML, what happened is for some reason, it put a little bit of code in there. Back out of that and it'll take it away. But anyway, that's how you put the social media links at the top. Just go to this home page right here and throw it up, push it all the way to the top of the home page. And it goes right underneath the header. I normally never do that. But in his case, he had 5 buttons right there. So I made them a little bit smaller and put them across the top, and the guy absolutely loved it. So it worked out pretty good. To me, the most important thing is having an app that looks good, because that app is going to bring you referrals, and referrals bring you money, and money brings you more success in the business. And you want those referrals. Every customer should give you a minimum of 3 referrals. Every single customer. Okay. So when you go in and you're talking to that guy and you've already closed him and he's looking at his app and you built him a really hot app and it looks good, in his moment of excitement, okay, when he's jumping up and down and he's doing viral text share and he's sending it to all their friends, and all his friends are sending back saying, oh my gosh, that is so cool. Where did you get that? You need to ask him on the spot for referrals. I can tell you, you will close 70% of those referrals. So out of 100 referrals a month, you're going to build 70 more apps. Okay. 100 referrals a month, you're going to build 70 more apps. I mean, 10 people is 30 referrals, right? So you only need to go out and see 30 people, 33 people to get 100 referrals, and you're going to close 70% of those. And it's just the way it works. I mean, that number has been steady with me from the beginning of time. So think about that when you're out selling. Don't be afraid to say, hey, who else do you know that needs a hot looking app like I just delivered to you? You know, and he's going to tell you. And 2 out of the 3 of them are going to be good leads. 2 out of the 3 of them are going to be good leads. And you're going to close them. You're going to walk into their shop. Hey, look, Hermando sent me down here and he said, you'd really like this. This is the one I just built for him. And this is what they say. Yeah, absolutely. What's it going to cost me? I mean, you don't even have to sell them. It's the sweetest deal in the world. Save the home screen triangle. This is this little button right here. Now let's talk about this button again. I talked about it last week, but I want to reiterate because sure enough, on Thursday, people said, hey, could you explain the button to me again? This button works with the type of phone it's on. And it works with the main browser that's attached to that phone. Android used to have its own browser. Android's main browser now is what? Google Chrome. Just because someone has Google Chrome, does not mean on an iPhone that it's going to bring that up. It's going to bring up Safari, because Safari is the baked-in browser for that phone. So when you go in there, it's going to show you. Now, I should have had an app. I'll show you guys this next week on here. I'll bring it up on the screen. I don't have time tonight. But if they're in a QR code browser or something like that, and they can't save it to the screen and it doesn't show them how to save it to the screen, that's because this button is created and made to work with the phone browser. Okay. But we can change the color of that. Let's go ahead and change it to red. And we're going to change that icon to yellow. Let's hit save. And if I built this app, this is pretty much exactly what it would look like. Full website link, We went over that. This doesn't have the website in it. If you put a link in here, let me go ahead and show you. I'll go ahead and say this again. If their page is not mobile responsive, I highly recommend that you tell them their site does not work on a mobile phone and not to do it. I never bring this up. I don't put them on there. I don't want them going somewhere else. I want to keep them in the app. But I know some people do. And that's fine. See this right here where it says desktop site? That is the full website link. All right, I can make that whatever color I want to make it. It's right at the very bottom. Whatever color you want to make it. You can make it bigger. You can make it bold. You can make it italic. You can underline it. You can do whatever you want to with it. Me personally, I don't put it in there. All right. But that's totally up to you. If you put it in there, great. If not, great. Rate us page. Let me turn that on real quick. I don't remember if I did this before. Okay, let me go up here and put it in. If anybody ever sees one of my apps and it's got that many buttons on it, you need to call the doctor because you know something's done happened to my brain. Okay, there's the rate us. Now let's go into the rate us button. This has to do strictly with the icon colors. We'll make them red. We'll make them yellow. Okay, yellow stands out. You can make them white. But this has to do strictly with the icon colors. Okay? This background has to do with content body. The background right here is in content body. I can change the text color here. I can change the background color. Okay. This backdrop is the content body. Get a few people stuck on that sometimes, not often. But when they go in, they can't see the stuff because this is real dark and the background's black. It all blends together. So the background, remember, is the content body. The rate us page controls strictly the icons, up or down. I was talking to Ken today, and we were talking about this very thing right here. This is a business in itself. You know, we was talking about that $50 a while ago, going out, you know, making $250,000 a year. You could literally go out and sell this one feature attached to a business card and make $250,000 a year. And actually, you'd make more than that because you want to make sure that you have texting attached to this. Okay. And or this could be part of your freemium, which is what we're going to talk about, and charge for the texting and make $250,000 a year. I know that sounds simple, but it is what it is. All right. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, now let's go over here real quick. I'm going to go back. Let me go to forms. This is a drop-down box. So your drop-down box in here would be taken care of right here. So let's come in and we're going to do a background color. Let's make it yellow, just like the one on the bottom. Let's make the border style red, and we're going to put a ridge up there. Border size, and let's put some radius on there, and border color red. Selected color is when they push the button. Okay, when they push the button, and we'll make that red since it's yellow now, just to give it some difference. But you'll see you can do the drop down there. Okay, that's a drop down box. All right, I'm glad that came up. Any questions at all on Radus? Y'all notice how I'm throwing those little nuggets in there about this is what you could sell just by itself? Shame on me, huh? You guys will be up all night. You can set up with me. This is developer text. This is the developer text here. You can change the size of that. Line 1 is the develop by. Make it whatever size you want. Line 2, the same thing. Whatever size you want. You can change the text color. We'll leave it black. The text style. That actually looks good in italics. And we can change the text decoration, and we can underline it. Okay. And that's the developer text. Background is the last thing we're going to look at here in the styles and colors. And man, I can't believe we are finally getting out of here. Background color is right here. This is your background color. All right. You can make it whatever color you want. If you want to put an image in there, and there's 2 different styles of images. Okay. There's tiled background images, which are perfectly square if you want them to look good. There are some that are real thin and long. But if they aren't perfect, if any of the color is off a little bit when you make those, if any of the color is off a little bit, it makes it look terrible because those stack right next to each other. So if you're using a pre-made background and it's a tile and it says tile, it's fine. But if you're making them, you've got to make sure that your color coordination using your graphics program, you got to make them right. When you go in and cut out a tile, you got to make sure that the edges are smooth, and you got to make sure that the edges match. Sometimes when you cut out, it'll leave just a little bit of a space, and you'll see that. So we're going to come in here. We're going to select a background tile. We'll try to find something that kind of matches. I did a dog grooming shop with this pink tile right here. Looked so good, man. I was so proud of that app. I've used this pink tile several times. Let's see here. We'll use this green tile. Okay, and this has got some texture in it. And that really don't look too bad with the colors that's on there. You know, it doesn't match really the color scheme, but that's a good looking tiled background. Can you guys see it looks like it's like maybe paint splattered? You don't see any edges. Everything is cut and smooth. These are actual tiles. Now you can go online and you can search for tiled backgrounds and you will find a billion of them and they're free. All right. I mean, literally you can get any tiled background that you want. Now let's go over here and let's remove that image. Say yes. Now we go back just to the colored background. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to go to, and why didn't that come up? To the full backgrounds. All right, these are full backgrounds. Let's see here. We'll use that one right there. Okay, that is a full background. That means it covers top to bottom, side to side. It's not tiled. That's the only difference. Okay, and you can put anything in there you want. Sizing, you kind of have to play with it. I mean, some of them, it depends on what the images are on there. Some of them I go 500 by 700. Some of them I go 1200 by 1600. It just depends on what the background is. All right. So you have to play with that a little bit, but there are some really nice background images in here. And I've used several of them. All right. Or if you just want a plain color, there's your plain color. And that is styles and colors. Now let's go over to Premade real quick. These are your I'm not going to click on this because I don't want to change this app, but I went over this in the very first training video in this series like 5 weeks ago. When I first started building apps, this is what I used right here. This palette right here. You can click on that and it puts all of your buttons and everything look just like that. You can put circles in there. You can do really anything you want. And these are all pre-made. You just click on it and make it happen. Color code. I can take like right here, this is this app's color code. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to show you. We're going to go to a different app. Let's go down here to duplicated app, whatever that is. Okay, you can see this is just white. I want to make my app look like that other app. So I'm going to go down there and I've got that code. I'm going to go to styles and colors. If you don't use this, you need to learn to use it because it is a time saver. I'm going to go paste. I'm going to hit load. And that just changed this app to the same style and colors as that previous app. I love this. When Mark put this in, I could have hugged and kissed him. This is an amazing tool when you're building apps and you're working with something, you just want something similar. Maybe you want to round the buttons or something, but the color codes match the logos and everything of another app that you've built. And you'll remember as you go through. I can also duplicate this app. I can completely duplicate this app. I can go to duplicate and it will completely duplicate the app. All I have to do is change the name. And that's pulling all that information over from that particular section of the database, putting it over into another database and completely duplicating the app, pulling everything in. This is the duplicated app. Right there. And you got the exact same app. Okay. Any questions on that at all? Any questions at all? Okay, let's go back down to settings. I did a complete video that's in the training section. All you have to do is search for shopping cart in our YouTube channel. It will show you how to set all this up, but I'm just going to quickly walk through this. Your APIs, there's a video that shows you how to get your API password, and your signature. You can go from live to test mode in here. When you're in test mode, if you will go to the PayPal and just type in user@somecustomer.com and demo test 1 through 3 and the password, you can test this all day long. Do you want to have a cart, or do you just want a single order? A cart is what? A cart is when it adds everything together and it puts everything in a single shopping cart, and all those prices are added up and they get it at the end. Do you not want it? No. Do you want it? Yes. Currency, dollars. I think that's, what is that? Pounds. I don't know what pounds are, and that's lire, I think. I'm not sure what those are exactly. Ask shipping address, yes or no. This is asked when purchasing on PayPal. Okay, so you want to put that in there if you're actually shipping a product out. Sales tax, for like in my part of the woods, I think it's 8.25%, I think. Okay, and this is the order page complete message. Thank you for your order. If you have any questions or would like to confirm your order, please give us a call at, and you want to put your phone number here. Okay, you can just change that, and you can change this whole thing if you want. You can change the size of it. Put your name here, your phone number here. Get notified when an order is placed. Your customers want to get that, put their phone number in here, and also send notification to email. Another reason you want to sell texting, okay, so that they will get this notification. Like I say, if you want to, just to find out how to do this, and it's very simple, just search for PayPal in the YouTube channel, and you can see how to grab this information right here. It's not the PayPal username, and it's not the PayPal password. All right. Click Save. Google Analytics. Once again, just did this entire training about 6 weeks ago. Just go in and look for that Google Analytics video. Now, there is a new code. Okay, they did change the code, but it's still the script, JavaScript, same script, just copy and paste it in here. This third-party code is simply that. Let's see. I don't know what I put in here. This is a smart banner. So, but you can put third-party code in here. Let me say, some third-party code works. Some third-party code does not work. All right. Some third-party code will freeze your app up and stop it from working depending on the JavaScript that's in there. So this happens to work. This banner program happens to work. So you want to make sure that when you put it in there, test it on another app first. You don't want to go in and build an app and lose that app because you put some third-party script in there that froze your app up and you lose it. All right. So make sure that you test all scripts on a different app and make sure that it works. Hit save. I know this script works. I'm working with a program right now called ManyChat. It's a Facebook Messenger chat program that works in our apps. I tested it today, getting ready to start using it as a matter of fact. Extras. Foursquare, I need to talk to Mark about this. I had somebody ask me about it the other day. I don't think that this stuff actually is connected anymore. I will talk to him about that tomorrow. I said that about 3 weeks ago when I was in here and I forgot. But now that we're over in this section, I will go over. But this has really nothing to do with the what am I trying to say? With the reputation management system, with the exception of where you want to send the report to. And you can send it up to 3 people, and you can send the report to up to 3 emails. Okay? Yeah, this doesn't work anymore. I know Foursquare is not even Foursquare anymore. It's another name. So, but the set notifications does work, and this is where you send the thumbs up, thumbs down information to. And I'll have Mark take this out of there. And so once you put the numbers in there and the emails in there, simply hit save, and that puts the information in there. I've personally never used these, but if you're building a website, you can put the HTML code to these boxes. where they can sign up with their phone number, their name, their email. They can go into the text messaging list. They can go into the email list if they want to. They have the option of checking that and finding that. This is the basic style. This is no styling, just a regular box. Same thing, does the same thing. I do know these work. I have tested it, but I don't use this, mainly because I don't have access to people's websites and I don't build websites for people. So QR codes. This is your QR codes. All you have to do is click on it. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it simply saves a zip file of that size QR code into a file. Okay. And you can save the 200 by 200, the 370 by 370, to 800 by 800. Website redirect. This is redirect phone and tablets. And this is redirect only phone visitors. Only phone visitors, okay? So if they're looking at you on a tablet, it's not going to redirect. It's going to sit right there on the tablet. All right? Any questions at all? Any questions at all? Next week, we're going to go over the kiosk. This will be the last thing we need to go over. I'm pretty sure. Let me go over here and look real quick. I think we went over all the front end buttons in the beginning. The kiosk we will go over next week. And we're going to set up the new kiosk system and the classic kiosk system. We'll work through that. And then the next week, we're going to go into the messaging center. And this is when we're going to start talking about freemiums and text messaging. Okay? Any questions at all? I know in the last 5 weeks, we have covered a ton of stuff. Any questions? Ask now, and I can go back if I need to. I see this thing moving, but I don't see any questions coming in. When you guys are sending questions, are you sending it to the panelist? Is that who you're sending it to? I see this thing move when I say, is there any questions, but nothing shows. I don't know if you're sending it to the right place. There's also a Q&A box. You can click on the Q&A box, and I definitely see those. Yes, I see yours, Kenny, because yours says all panelists and attendees. Then it says all panelists. I always see his. Then it says most of what I see is chat. I see the chat. I just, for some reason, it moves, and I'm not sure why that does that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out tonight, man. It's always an honor and a pleasure to come out and be with you and to train. If you have any questions, throw one up in the Facebook group and or just shoot me a Facebook message. Be more than happy to answer your questions in Facebook Messenger. And that pretty much does it for the system. Next week, we go into kiosk. The next week, we're going to start talking about text messaging and the mobile business card and how to go out and make some money. Thank you, Martha. Hey, I'm so glad things are getting better for you down there. Love you. And love everybody. Everybody have a good night. Thanks, Ken.